Oh, Steve, I swear, have you ever had this moment where you want to take a wall and just hit your head against it because you're talking to someone and you can absolutely tell it is going in one ear and out the other?
I actually got rid of the wall and I just carry a 2x4 right near my desk to save the time and hit my head with it.
Yeah. And when I tell you this reason, and it's not just one person, I've had this conversation probably with several people in the last 2 weeks, and you've even had this conversation with me a long time ago, and I do much better at it now. Okay, I do a lot better at it. You're,
Mm.
you're probably getting the idea what this conversation is.
I'm curious if we're gonna go there. Let's hear it.
So I was talking to somebody, and they were expressing some frustrations in their business, and I was digging into why this frustration, what's going on. It's a networking event. Why is it so frustrating? And then they started to tell me that they had been doing all this work for somebody but yet hadn't sent them an invoice or been paid for it. And then in the same event, I spoke to someone else and they were like, yeah, they've had me do this work. They said they were on a net 30, so they wanted me to start, and then the invoice was paid 30 days later. But then they told them that the work was not up to what they wanted on the invoice. So therefore, they didn't have to pay them. Is this where you thought I was going to go?
I had that feeling, yeah. It's not a happy subject because I we hear it all the time.
Yeah. And
But
it's
if
not
I
even
charge more, I won't get any clients.
Okay, it's not even about undercharging or overcharging. It's
It's
to me,
poor business.
it's when people aren't even getting paid for the work. They are allowing their clients to dictate when and how they get paid.
Hmm.
And then here's my this is the one that really drives me insane. And it's one I have been guilty of in the past, and I've done really well at coming right back on it. I even have verbiage in my contracts now that, oh yeah, if you want me to alter this, this, and this, and it goes beyond this amount of time, you're now going to get a bill for this amount of hourly rate. And that's scope creep.
Oh, oh Lord. Now you're bringing me back to one of my companies where I did consulting. And my first client, I learned about scope creep. After that, my contracts were so rock solid,
They
but
have to
I
be
had to
though.
learn the hard way.
Yeah, we all do. And it's this value of getting paid. So, and this is the other piece of it. There's another portion of this, and I find this is so we have that portion which is like more cut and dry, but we also have this other portion which I see a lot of people get into, especially when they just start being an entrepreneur. And it's the friends and family discounts.
All right, I'm gonna go grab my 2x4. Hold on.
Or the well, no, it's just a quick question.
Okay, where is that 2x4?
I'm even going to throw another one at you. And then we're going to unpack all this and tell you how to fix this. This was one that actually happened to me this week, and I handled it super well, and I was so proud of myself. I have a product, and I allowed like 3 or 4 people I knew very well to beta test it for no cost so I could get testimonials. You know, I do that.
Yeah.
One of their responses was, "This is so awesome. I could do this. How did you do it? What
Oh,
software did you use?
oh. Well, you could
What
do it.
what prompts did you put in?" And to which I said, "I wrote my own. I wrote my own systems and my own promptings and my own engineering and my own frameworks and my own SOPs for this. So what do those look like? Well, those are
But they
mine."
said they could do it on their own.
Yep. I bet you've had that too, where you've shown something that you do and they're like, oh, well, I could just do it. And then they want you to tell them how you do it so that they can then take your
Yeah.
product or your IP and recreate it and try and sell it themselves.
Yeah, I did that when I very first started because don't know any better. Now it's like, great. When are you going to get it done by? And they
Yeah.
all don't know how to respond. They're like, well, I have some questions for you. I go, great. Here's time on my calendar. Here's how much I charge for my time.
Yeah. I just was, well, that's my program.
Mhm. And if it goes, yeah,
Well,
to proprietary, it's a different thing. Yeah,
and then, well, how did you do that? I wrote it with my code.
that's it.
Well, what code? My code.
Yeah, we see that a lot with new business owners because they're excited, they're
Hmm.
passionate, and they drop the guard. We all have. We drop our guard and give it away, and we didn't
Yeah.
realize until after the fact.
Yeah. And so I think the conversation we need to have about this in this episode is actually getting paid. I'm
Yes.
not talking about the mechanics of how you send an invoice or how
Mhm.
you take the transactions, but more and more I'm seeing that people are doing a lot of work, going outside of scope, giving away a lot of their secrets, and they're just not getting paid for it. And then they're
Right.
frustrated because then someone else goes and does what they were doing and is now making more money than them. But it
Right.
happens to be someone that they gave all the secrets away to.
Unfortunately, I've consulted with people who did that, lost their business. Meanwhile, the person they gave all the secrets to, they wanted to sue them. I'm like, what are you suing them for? You gave them all your information.
Hmm. Yeah.
You- Yeah, getting paid, and we see this a lot, especially with new business owners, giving the family and friends discount. Okay, we get that. It's good to have, but I'm telling you, this will burn you almost like 9.9 times out of 10
Yes. Oh, yes.
because people then take advantage of you. Or if you're the person, and I've been teaching this for what, 10, 15 years, do not throw discounts immediately out there. Because if I say, hey, Karen, I want you to be my client, here's a 30% discount. Karen's thinking, I just got 30% off on this. What else can I get from him?
But it's not just that. If someone joins you because of a deal, because they joined you purely
Right.
on a financial basis, guess why they'll leave you?
Because you went up a penny.
Well, no, because someone went under a penny.
Mhm.
It does not create loyalty. It does not create people wanting to stay with you. If someone comes in cheaper for the same thing,
Yeah. You got to
they'll
show
be
the
like, oh,
value, folks.
it's the value.
And we've seen it. Now, this is something I know we've talked about. Okay, you have a new product, new item, and you need to get people interested in it. You can offer a first time discount, but you're very clear after the introductory offer, it goes to this. Be open and honest about it. Those people, you're going to get the people who want in because they see the
Mhm.
value of it, and you weed out the ones who are looking for a deal.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely. And it's not just even that. And there's, so I'm going to give you a couple of lines that I've heard from people this week.
Gonna make me
And this
sick,
is,
aren't you?
I'm going to hurt you. I'm sorry. And this is why people are giving these discounts or not charging.
Mhm.
And we even know the old story. There's this old like story that explains it all as well. I've had bakers, okay, who bake cakes for birthdays, and someone who knows them asks them to bake their birthday cake for the kid
Mm.
or whatever. And they'll say, okay, so that cake that you want is, I don't, let's use these, let's say it's $50. I know on some cakes, I've bought cakes that are much higher than that,
Right.
And they look and go, but a cake mix is only like $3, and a tub of frosting is only $2, and like eggs and butter. Like, seriously, this is only going to cost you like $6 to make. Why are you charging me so much? Right? Or the other one is, but it only takes you 5 minutes to do it. So why is
Oh,
it
yeah.
such a big deal for you to handle this for me? It's only going to take you like 2 minutes. You'll take a look at it and you'll see the answer straight away.
Mhm. Oh, absolutely. I've heard it I don't know how many times. Well, if I ask you the
Yeah,
question, I know you're gonna solve it in like less than a minute. So why should I pay for an hour?
right.
And it's
It's a,
simple. I always go, you're right. It might take one question and I can solve it. I'm charging you for the hour to ask that one question, but I'm also charging you for all the years of experience to answer that question.
mhm. Yeah, I think there's a story about a ship that won't
Yeah.
move. And they hire this person to come in and he spends 20 minutes looking and he pulls out a hammer and taps the hammer in just one spot. All of a sudden, everything's magically fixed. They get an invoice for what, $50,000?
Yeah.
And they're like, oh my gosh, 20 minutes in one tap.
Yeah.
How dare you? And he was like, well, no, you actually didn't pay for me 20 minutes in one tap. You paid because I knew what to do.
Right. You paid for my 20 experience to know where to tap.
Right.
That's it. And we see it with business owners who are actually very smart. They know their stuff, they know what their product or goods are, but then they discount themselves by listening to this kind of, I don't know, the BS.
Right.
The the people who are like beating you down for a buck. And then they lower their prices. And next thing you know, wonder why they're going out of business, but all their clients are happy.
Yeah. Oh yeah, so it's not just that. And the reason I want to bring this up is I'm seeing too many business owners do it.
Hmm.
I'm seeing too many business owners that are discounting the price and then they're doing a project that they've charged for, let's say, 10 hours worth of work. But because the amount of changes and add-ons and pieces and stuff, they've now spent 60 hours worth of work on this project, but not got paid anymore.
Hmm.
A client's hired. I see this a lot with people who do graphic designs and artwork and images. They get hired to do, let's say, a book cover for a book.
Hmm.
But oh well, can you also do the promo picture for on social media? Can you also do the promo picture for on the book site? Can you also do the promo picture for this? Oh, we also need a reel for. No, you were just hired to do the book cover.
And meanwhile, they're charging just for the book cover, but doing all this extra work. And then they can't take on other clients because they're busy doing this. And they're spending all the time, their knowledge, their expertise on doing all that and not getting paid. And it
Yeah.
comes down to a contract. You know,
Yes.
you and I have learned that lesson, oh, time and time again. I'm here to do, XYZ. You want me to go more than that? Great. Here's what it is. I mean, I've had a consulting client almost all the time want me to go outside of scope. I had him
Hmm.
do a change form. I had it in writing all the time. This is it was an out of scope project for him. What they wanted, how it's out of scope, and how much I'm going to charge for it. Had him sign on it. And you won't believe I made more on the out of scope
Hmm.
project than the project. The project also took 6 months longer to complete.
No, I'll tell you one of the best things I learned, and this was because I had someone who used to push me out of scope all the time, is my contracts also have a second page, an addendum that's attached and referred to in my contracts, which states what this relationship entails.
Hmm.
It does include A, B, C, D, E. It does not include one, two, three, four, five. And I literally have an addendum that lists it out.
Yeah. And I think, you were talking about like graphic designers. We see that a lot with graphic designers, life coaches. Oh my God, they give away the world.
Yeah. If you're some form of coach and you have some form of text service with your clients, because
Mhm.
that's pretty common now to have some form of text-based
Yeah.
support as well. If you have not downloaded an app like Voxer or WhatsApp,
Hmm.
and that is where they are to text you or contact you, and that is the only place that they can text you or specifically on a Google number that's not your personal number. Do not use your
Right.
personal phone number. Do not give them your cell phone number because you'll get texts at 3 o'clock in the morning
Right.
if you're not careful.
Yeah. And, here's the only form that you can communicate with me is our calls, our normal scheduled weekly calls, or an email. So if it's outside the call, there's only one way, email. The reason
Hmm.
I do that is I want proof of everything.
Yeah, which is why my text system that I use, I
Yeah.
can document the whole thing. It's because I want to show how much time I'm
Yeah.
spending outside of scope.
But I think a lot of entrepreneurs are like, hey, call me anytime.
Oh gosh, yes.
because they're excited and they're really trying to help. We get it, but you should get paid for your time.
Yes. Well,
You
here,
really should.
let's give them the solution to this is, I think, the hardest one that I've because every single entrepreneur I've ever spoken to, especially within the first 5 years, none of them know how to handle this particular one. And then once I explain it to them, they're like, really? I can do that? When a company says, yes, well, you send us your invoice, we're net 30.
So if it's a project-based solution that you have to do work before great. If I deliver, I get paid. What I've done in the past on project-based, 50% upfront, 50% net 30.
Mhm.
And I deliver on day 31.
And you never deliver them unwatermarked images.
Never. If you have to send them a proof, watermark it with your stuff on it and make sure they can't remove it. Because otherwise they'll just take it and bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
What are you gonna do?
So, and here's the other one. This is what's written in my contract as well. Is, oh, I totally understand that you're net 30. Contract with me, I begin work once payments received.
That's
So
it.
we'll put that invoice in today, and once it's paid out on net 30, that will be my first day of work with you.
Mhm. Absolutely. And I highly
And it,
recommend that. It's like rent, folks. You pay before you stay.
yeah. And if it is something that they're insisting on paying you after they have all the stuff, it gets so watermarked, it is unusable
Right.
without paying you. And
I
okay,
gotta
this
tell
is a
you a
big,
story about a coach that
oh,
I know
please.
that taught me
I
that.
was going to say on the watermark one, there's one that's really coming up a lot right now. Because have you heard about UGC? UGC is big right now.
Yeah.
They set up a contract to do 3 reels for UGC, but then after the contract's done and they've got that, they'll say, "Oh, can you just send me all your raw footage too?" That's what. Oh, well, that's outside our contract. Here's the new agreement for the raw footage,
Mhm.
and never sign something for in perpetuity. Blah, you know the word. I'm
Per-
getting tongue tied.
Perpetuity.
Because that just means they pay you once and they can use that for as long as they want,
And you keep
and
paying
never,
them.
yeah, and they never pay you anything for it. So don't do that.
Yeah,
Yeah, go
exactly.
well, the watermark story from you.
So the coach did this because he threw these unbelievable consulting, real in-depth reports of what to do, how to fix things. I mean, really unbelievable. So he'd always watermark the pages, but then he redacted a majority, like a quarter of each page, various points. And I'm like, why'd you do that? And he goes, I took out the secret sauce. I still gave him the burger, still gave him all the toppings and everything else. I just didn't give him the secret sauce. I hinted that the sauce is here until I got paid. Once I remove that, now they have the secret sauce and they can fix their
Yes,
issue. And I was like, but that takes time, blah, blah, blah. And he goes, yeah, when you're dealing with hundreds and thousands of dollars of a contract, take the time.
time. Yeah, and the other thing is don't do work for someone on the basis of a promise.
No.
Uh, it's, I see this a lot. Oh, well, we're working on this, and they don't set up a partnership agreement. They don't set up any agreements, and they put all this work and effort in, and then poof, they're
Mhm.
left with nothing.
And I've even done this for pro bono work. Now, folks, we'll do another episode about pro bono work, but it's good to give back to your community and so forth. And I've worked with many organizations that I believed in and did some work, but guess what? I still had them sign an agreement
Hmm.
because otherwise they might take advantage of me, of my kindness. And now, next thing I know, I'll be putting in 60 hours a week on this pro bono job.
Yeah. So, I think we got to give you something that's concrete on this as well,
Yeah,
because a lot of the time you're like, well, I need to charge my worth. I need to be paid my worth. I need to be paid for more I'm doing. What is my worth? And the amount of entrepreneurs I see go, well, okay, I guess this is oh, I can do this for $200.
right. Where are you coming
And
up
it's
with this
50,
number?
and it's 50 hours worth of work.
Hmm.
Like,
Yeah. Do the calculations, folks.
do the calculations, map it out. How much is it going to cost you? What do you have to pay out in expenses? How many hours it's going to do? How are you going to recoup that? What is the hourly rate that you want to be making at the end of the day, and make that valid? And have that calculation in place and be strong on it. And I think this leads really into the next point of being paid what you're worth. Because I know we had this conversation that someone came back to you on this. Someone came back to me on something this week as well with this. When we gave them the price, wow, no one would pay that. And like, I'll even be very open about what mine was. I do these specific types of social media audits, but they're not really audits. You've seen them.
Yeah.
They're full logistical breakdowns with psychological and I mean it's detailed.
It's deep.
This is not little. They turn and says, well, every other person in social media, they give audits for free because they want a chance to maybe get some of my business.
Go
Awesome,
get
go
them.
with them.
Go.
Fantastic, go for it.
They just devalued you in that statement, by the way.
Oh yeah, I just said, yep, go ahead.
Yeah. I do the same thing. Knock yourself out. Funny how they always call you back about a week later. Most of them.
Most of them, yeah. So if you calculate your worth, you calculate what your expertise, what it costs to make it, because the amount of entrepreneurs I see that are actually in the red because they're not even accounting for all their expenses,
Hmm. Oh, it's huge
ridiculous. It's huge.
because you have your
It's
insurance. Maybe you have health insurance, overhead, computer, internet. It goes on and on. And all you're thinking about is how much can I make an hour?
yeah, not all that other stuff. If someone starts arguing with you about the price, there's two directions you can go. And I'll be told if it is a passive product that is already created and has no additional costs for you to continue to supply, then you have flexibility in how you
Right.
price it, but you have to decide what is your worth within that pricing. Okay. Is it worth it? And if it's something that's a tangible, that's going to take time, energy, applications, products, all that, simple answer is no.
Right.
Because you
It's
have to cover your costs.
it's
The
that
only
easy.
the only time I've discounted like that is, well, this is an advanced strategy. I've done it for a nonprofit, but I've also got a nonprofit statement for taxes, so I can use it as a tax donation as well for the discount, which is a nice tax lesson. So I'm still getting my value, but I'm doing it in a different way. Or, okay, awesome. Well, if you sign up for the 12 months, I will give you a 5% discount for the entire 12-month payment upfront.
Yeah. All day.
All day, every
Because
day.
you get the money now, folks. You don't have to play chase or credit card fees and on and on and on. Yeah, you could throw those kind of pay in full discounts. I went to pay in full, what, 5, 6 years ago, and it was one of the smartest things I ever did.
Mhm.
I didn't realize the power of it. Oh, it's this a month or this a year, which is 10% less. And people were like, well, I'm gonna just pay you in a year.
Yeah,
Done.
and no chasing.
No chasing. Done. And they were the best clients. One thing I have done to expand, this is like one of those advanced strategies as well. Okay, you want a discount. Okay, Karen, I'll give you a 10% discount this time, but here you need to send me 5 contacts in your industry of businesses just like you, and you need to set up a warm introduction with us.
Yeah.
And that blows them away. They go, so I get 10% to introduce you to my peers in the industry. Yes. Next thing you know, they don't realize I picked up 3 out of the 5 clients.
Yeah. The other one you can do, again, advance, is I understand that you want a discount. How about this? I have this form on my website. I'm going to send you the link, fill that out. And every time you refer someone to me and they decide to take me on the services,
Mhm.
you're going to get a 10% check back.
Yeah. We'll
Now
affiliate
imagine if you
marketing.
if you did 10 of those, it basically covers your entire program.
Right. Now, There's so many strategies. You can give a discount at the beginning, but then you go and throw something else in. I mean, I locked in a client. Great, I'll give you the discount the first year, and you're going to lock into a 5-year agreement.
Yeah. So I think the whole point of this episode is we're seeing it way too much. We're seeing people
Yeah,
undervalue themselves, undercharge themselves, giving way too many friends and family discounts where they bring down their cost to practically zero, putting themselves in the hole. They don't value their own worth, and they're allowing scope creep to come in.
that's it, folks. We want to hear it in the comments too. You might say, hey, I'm charging this for this program. Is that right?
Hmm.
Go ahead and throw it in the comments. We'll be more than happy to comment on it because we'll open it up. It's like, is that the right price? Well, that's a tough one to deal with, but we can actually put some insight and have you go, that's not the right price.
Oh, if you have questions about what or would not be considered scope creep in your work, because that's the thing
Right.
with a lot of graphic designers. They're like, well, they're only on the 18th alteration on the graphic that I designed for them. That's not, it's still the same project.
Right.
So is it that you didn't take enough detail when you first set up doing the project, or did they keep changing their mind? That's
So,
always my question. Was it like, did you not get enough detail, or have they kept changing their mind?
exactly. And, I know I work with one photographer quite a bit, and they do, okay, I'm going to give you these proofs. You have one round of revisions, and then I will do all the proofs based on your revision comments. If you want another round of revisions, it's X. You want a third round, it's Y. You want this, you want the proofs, you want the licensing. They had it detailed so well out. Guess what? They are booked and they're not in the low end and they're not in the middle,
Right.
but they are good at what they do and they value that. And that you should too. Value
Yeah.
yourself, your services.
Value your work. You're doing something, and you may be doing something that everyone does. And you feel like you have to undercut people. You don't. You could
Don't.
always be doing something that yard work. Let's say yard
Oh,
work real quick. Everyone does yard work. So I have to undercut everyone else to get the jobs. No, but what if there was something about your skills? What if you get known
mhm.
for being the person that could take care of a particular type of foliage? What if you got known for being the quickest and the quietest? What if you don't have to undercut, just get known for something about it.
That's it, folks. We're really telling you, don't undercharge, don't give it away, tighten up your contracts. Don't think you're going to lose clients. You will actually gain clients because they will respect you. You're going to lose clients because you undercut everyone and now you're so cheap. I will say cheap. I mean, I work with a client. He was known as the cheapest in the industry, not the lowest cost, not the lowest
The
price,
cheapest.
the cheapest. I go, that's not the
That's not
word you
good.
got to have. We
That's not
changed
good.
his pricing structure. Everything he did was equal to the highest person in that industry. We changed the perception. Now everyone goes, it's the best value.
Right.
And
Right.
his
And
business tripled.
yeah, and it's just a whole thing. And I think we can get into a whole other episodes here
Oh,
about
yeah.
learning what your value is and
Oh,
how
yeah.
to calculate your value as a business owner and how to we can do that in whole other things. But right now, stop working for free because you want to be the nice guy.
Don't.
Stop taking the abuse. You don't need to take phone calls at 11 o'clock at night unless that's if you're a business and you work something that has a night shift and you're supposed to be there at night and that's the whole premise, then you can do calls at 11 o'clock at night. But if you're in 8 to 4 or a 9 to 3, the voicemail can get it. Yeah.
So let's hear those comments. What are your questions on charging the right price, scope creep? What are your thoughts? We want to hear it.
Yeah. And don't forget to like and subscribe. And, you know, I think we should throw up a blog article on this too. I'll go ahead and write one of those this weekend for later.
Great. And
So they,
one of the good things too, besides our articles on our website, is our accountability group. That'll
Yeah.
help people realize by being in the same group and holding yourself accountable, you're going to move your business forward, but you're also going to realize I need to up my prices maybe.
Yes. And quick last secret little giveaway. If you increase your prices and every single client says okay and agrees to it all within the same day, what does that mean, Steve?
You are undercharging.
You're still undercharging.
The
That's always
day
a
when they
scary
say
thing.
you're expensive or wow, seems high, and then you give a quick value statement and they go, okay, I'll sign up. That's what you want.
That's
That's
where
your
you're on the magic point. So, well, till the next time, let's see what wonderful comments we're going to get this time. And maybe we can take some of these things and help turn things around for people.
absolutely, folks. We'll see you on the next show.
See you on the next episode. Bye bye. Thanks for joining us on the Tea and Coffee Hub podcast today. We hope you enjoyed today's conversation and it left you inspired, equipped, and ready to take your next step, whether that's in life, business, or maybe both.
And don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss future episodes, and connect with us online and in person. Share your thoughts in the comments section. Until next time,
Keep sipping,
keep growing,
take action,
and stop making excuses.